Nano. So the reason I wanted to talk about Nano is fundamentally, look, I was back in 2016, 17, I was really bullish on Nano, and it did really well. However, the most recent bull cycle in 2021 didn't get to the highs that it did. It's in a long-term downtrend that I think will probably persist. But they have done a couple of things that I think are worthy of note that could result in this doing quite well. So I'll talk about what I think it will hit plus best case scenario. Before I get into it though, guys, if you're new here and you don't know what the spreadsheet is, these are the first 26 coins that I did videos about on this channel. When I did the videos, I showed myself buying these coins. They were ones that I expected were going to make me a lot of money. And if you'd bought these coins when I did, you'd have got in at these prices. If you'd put $100 into each, and you'd sat on these coins for about 16, 17 months and then sold them, these are what your profits would have been. So across the 26, the total profit would have been over 123 grand. Now that's in under a year and a half. That's a house in some places. You're not going to get that kind of return on investment in any other market in the world. Now, I don't share the coins I'm in on YouTube anymore. I do share them on my website, which is copymycrypto.com. If you go to the site and you say you were to join today, you'd see my entire portfolio. Whenever I add to it with new coins, I let my members know what coin I'm going to add, the price that I'm going to add it at, and the percentage of my cash I'm going to put in. So that means my members get in on the coin at the exact same time as me. When I sell a coin, I let my members know what coin I'm selling and at what price, so they get out of coins at the same price as me. So they make the exact same profit. Added bonuses, they don't have to do any work. If you go onto the site, you'll see what my members have made. There is a reason that there are thousands of members on the site, and it's the money that's being made. If you don't have your portfolio sorted, now is the time, because we are in a bull cycle. Remember, these profits were in 18 months. You've got a lot less time than that now. So if your portfolio isn't sorted, have a read of copymycrypto.com. And try out the service because it will help you get the portfolio sorted before these markets start ripping. Now, Nano. So look, this is billed as digital money for the modern world. Now, Nano is a lightweight crypto designed to facilitate secure, practically instant payments without fees and address some of the major limitations of both legacy financial infrastructure and modern cryptos. The development of the project began in 2014 under the name Rayblocks, and the coin, then termed XRB, launched the following year through a public faucet, which allowed users to claim small amounts of XRB after completing a capture challenge. Anyone with access to a computer or phone could solve them and be rewarded. The number of XRB people received per solved capture varied over time. They were rebranded to Nano in January of 2018, with the new name chosen to better represent the speed and simplicity of the project. Obviously, it's a peer-to-peer platform that allows value transfer without relying on a centralized system, like PayPal as an example. Unlike other platforms, which typically use proof of work or a massive mining network to achieve consensus, Nano instead uses a system known as an open representative voting, which basically sees account holders vote for their chosen representative, who then work to confirm blocks securely. The open representative voting makes Nano extremely energy efficient, positioning it as a more environmentally friendly alternative to proof of work. I'm not too bothered about that. Now, one thing that they did do is they rebranded and adopted a new ticker. So rather than the ticker of Nano, it now goes by XNO. This is to comply with the globally recognized standards of the International Organization of Standardization, the ISO, requirements. Now, Nano hasn't yet become ISO 20022 compliant. There are 9 cryptocurrencies globally that are. That gives them all the opportunity to be utilized by banks. That gives them all the opportunity to potentially run a CBDC. No cryptocurrency will be able to run a CBDC without being globally compliant. While again, I really don't like doing the whole CBDC rant. Just if you think this is a good idea, have a proper read, understand the ramifications of a CBDC, because it's a terrible, terrible idea. But Nano, in theory, could run one. Now, if they became globally compliant, and I think just becoming globally compliant with the new standard is going to put all those cryptocurrencies at an advantage compared to the rest of the market, because again, it just opens up more legacy institutions to use them and to use their networks, their services. So Nano, if that was to happen, I think would achieve something quite special, because if you look across the markets right now, Binance is obviously the biggest. It isn't on Coinbase. It is worth noting, if they were to become ISO 20022 compliant, I believe they would end up on Coinbase. There is a big hold bounce that comes when you land on Coinbase. So that's worth noting. Now, in terms of confirmations per 24 hours, this is a good, strong network. 23,000 confirmations, a settlement value of over $2 million. Transaction speed is 1,105 milliseconds in a 24-hour window, but for transaction speed for a 10-minute window, 906. And you know what? Again, this is strong evidence of a really used, consistent network. They have the Nano community, and they also have Nano Looker. Nano Looker shows a little more in terms of data. So you can see that there are 68 principal representatives online. They're the ones that are confirming the blocks effectively. Ledger size is 114 gig. So that's the total amount of disk space required to store every Nano transaction up to now. Average transactions per second capacity is around 27, so it's not exactly rapid. And the thing is, for me, I suppose, I'm not bullish on a payment method for crypto. As of right now, I think because you got to remember, Nano can be used is sending money to other people. It can be used as a payment for services. Some places do accept Nano as a store. You know, there are a series of merchants that accept Nano. None of them are big. 71 places. And it's kind of the situation that I always find myself in when I'm talking about crypto now, is the idea of crypto as payments. You've got to understand from a business perspective, it just doesn't make sense. You don't want a fluctuating asset coming in. You want to know that your cash reserves are stable. And I can understand businesses potentially taking Bitcoin and Ethereum as payments, because there is a long-term view there that they're going to obviously be around forever and do very, very well. Possibly there's a discussion about Dogecoin. I don't really believe that, but with the influence of Elon Musk, that's something that people can have consideration about. But other than that, what would you take payment in? If you're a business that needs to know your money is stable, you take stable coins. You're not going to take a cryptocurrency that's a fluctuating asset. So I don't see many businesses ever really being okay with taking cryptos other than Bitcoin, other than Ethereum, and other than really USDT, USDC. So I think there is a ceiling on what many of these payment coins can do. I think when the payment coins first came out, I think there was a real excitement, but that excitement soon dwindled after you realized that, markets aren't going to be in a bull cycle forever. You're going to have pullbacks. And when you see the depth of the pullbacks, you can't honestly look at it and go, this is an acceptable payment method. So for me, I think Nano is probably not going to break its previous high from 2021. Its previous high was around, the $11 mark. I think we're probably looking a little lower than that. We're probably looking at around $8, maybe. Probably $8, because when you actually look at it, a lot of the volume and stuff that we had was hovering around here, this window here in September, where it hit a high of where it was knocking around $8. If they become ISO 20022 globally compliant, then I think they'd land on Coinbase. If they land on Coinbase, I think you've got a massive series of pumps, and I think Nano could actually go and break its previous high of 2021 and be looking at around $20. So that's kind of where I think the valid targets are for Nano. But realistically, $8 if none of that happens. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. And guys, if you want to make the same profits as me in this bull cycle, you can do. You just have to join at copymycrypto.com. That's the site I run where I share my entire portfolio with my members. If you were to join today, you would see my whole portfolio. Whenever I add to it with a new coin, I will tell my members what coin and the price I'm buying it at. Whenever I sell a coin, I will tell my members what coin I'm selling and at what price. So all work for my members is removed. There is nothing for them to do. They will make the exact same profit as me without any work at all. If you don't have your portfolio sorted, now is the time. Don't forget, look, all these profits were from an 18-month window. Right now we're in a bull cycle. Things are red hot, right? Soon we're going to see new all-time highs. So you have a limited window of a month or so to get your portfolio sorted. If you've got crap coins in it, or if you've got no portfolio at all, then you need to do something about it. If you read copymycrypto.com, if you see the profit that the members have had and realize that's why there are thousands of members on the site, and try the service out, guys, because it will be able to sort your portfolio out before these markets rip to new highs. And that's it from me. Have a good day. Bye-bye.